So, good afternoon. In this part of the workshop, we will start with the artistic 3D part. And the first thing we'll do is we're gonna import our 3D models scanned with the Polycam mobile app. Now, if you haven't done that, if you haven't scanned your model yet, you can do it now, or like we'll do it at the beginning of the workshop, and we'll just hope it will work, because not every time, I mean, like, it's not that every time the scan is perfect or on the first try. Sometimes it's completely unusable on the first time, and it takes about 10 to 20 minutes to actually get the scan, because your phone will just take the pictures of the object and the scan itself will be generated on the cloud. When we have the scans, we will have to somehow modify them, modify the exported files, because the free version is not giving us the format that we need. And even when it gives us the format that we need, it's not exactly in, I mean, not, it doesn't look good, so we will have to do some modifications to the generated file. And for that, we will use a small free program called MeshLab. So we will get the scans, then use MeshLab to modify the scans, to convert them. Then we will import those scans into a scene. And maybe I think we can start with a completely empty screen, empty scene now. Yes or no? No. We'll start with the old one, because we already have the 3D, the first person controller there. And or maybe, yeah, okay. I don't know, many ideas of how to proceed in this case. I just wanted that, since we will be already importing those models we wanted to have there, that it would be nice if the scene is free of those boxes and stuff, but that's very easy to fix, actually. So my first question: who has already created their 3D scan using the Polycam app? I know Natalia did. And anyone else? No. Okay, in that case, have you at least installed Polycam app? Yeah. Okay. So please install the Polycam app if you haven't yet. It shouldn't be too big of a download. And when you open the Polycam app, it first asks you to start a free trial. Don't do that, because that will ask you for like your credit card info and whatever, and then start charging you after a month or a week or so. Just close it. There's like, when it asks you to start a free trial, just click the closing button, and it should open a window which just looks like a camera. And with that, you can do your scan. Sorry, Natalia. Natalia already knows all that, because she's done it. And for the others, when you get a scan, let's just quickly find some object we have here. Like here around, for example, yes, there's one found, a cup. There's, I don't know, you can use the, the hat, or that's maybe too small. Try to find something a little bit larger. Stool. Oh. Or I can give you this full object, somehow, and put it somewhere so that you can actually walk around it. So maybe one of those back tables, and you can use this automatic. There's a switch between automatic and manual. So switch it to automatic and go to your object. It will start. Yeah. Yes. And it will start taking a video, and you will just walk around the object and take a picture of it from all sides. And this automatic mode will automatically decide when to actually take the picture. Yeah.
Maybe it makes sense to show the online audience.
And
Opinion? I don't know. Oh yeah, you can just put it on top of this.
or like probably the table is too long, you know. Yeah. Yeah. So while you will be scanning, since it's no, doesn't work. Okay. I think that with Natalia, if Natalia wants, we can instead. So while the others will be trying to make their scans, and maybe we can meanwhile take a look at your scientific data, because this will take a while.
Okay.
So so you've sent it to me by Telegram.
General chat.
Yeah. So
If you record it,
I don't see it here in Telegram. Doesn't matter.
So in scientific visualization and
Oh, I see it now. So I've looked into it, and those vectors are 2D vectors, right? And there's also some ID, I suppose, and like the first two columns.
One is
but they're
ID,
just
second
like
second is the name.
Yeah, and but they oh, okay. I didn't look at the end of the file. So some of were D something, then there's some S something, right? And so you would like to have these IDs or these names somehow in the somehow visualized in the scene as well?
Ideally, yes. If it's a problem, then for now, no.
And they are like texts, yeah?
Yeah, strings, yeah.
It's not a numerical value.
No.
Okay. This cannot be done directly in the VFX graph, but we can do it with some other script which will put the text over the scene generated by the VFX graph, and with the vectors. So now they're 2D, and how do you think they should be represented? As in, like, how would you see them visualized?
As a scatter plot, same as we had it, like
as a scatter plot.
No.
Oh, yeah, okay. So let's say that for this part, if since they're just 2D, I don't know what to do about the third coordinate. So if we just like generate it randomly, or like just put, oh, maybe we just put nothing, like 0 there, and then because if we put 0 there, then we can then if you would want to change it to
I will be able to substitute later with
the graph.
partial values.
Yeah. And okay. So yeah, I think that's good. That's easy somehow, because I already have, like I said, I already have this script that can convert the. Yeah. Okay.
Detail.
Just a second. I already. But yeah, come here. I already have the script that can convert those text files in like a similar way. So since this is CSV, we can then just resave it in Excel into and I will think about how to get the labels in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be perfect.
Okay, so those of you who have finished the scan,
You go continue as well.
so if you took the picture correctly, like from all the sides, try to like go below and over so that the camera actually sees all the details. Then you have an option how detailed your model should be. Just choose full. Don't choose raw because that's really raw data, which is difficult to process then. So we can choose full detail and do not choose object masking. If you did it that way, so that you put your object somewhere and walked around it, then you just now push upload and process. Full and upload and process. Yeah. It will prepare the data, upload it, and then you will wait. You should get a notification when it's uploaded. Now, later, if you will be scanning some different objects, maybe there was this option which was called object masking. So there's another way to do those scans, and that's instead of having it on the table, you take your phone to your hand and your like have it more or less stationary, just move it a little bit around, and you turn the object which is pointed at the phone. The only thing, and I think I wrote it in the Telegram group as well, you have to take care that your hand is not, I mean, in the ideal situation, your hand would not be visible at all. But if it is visible, you must hold it like still, like you cannot catch the object from some other side and turn it like this, because then the algorithm will get confused because it sees the hand as the part of the scene. But if you, for example, manage to put your object on a stick or something, and or like I was scanning this Motanka doll, and like I could hold her with the stick which was covered by the skirt, and like so then my hand wasn't visible, and I could turn her around and have her scan from all directions, and it worked. So yeah, if you then you would use this object masking feature, and this object masking feature is there exactly for this, that if you're turning the object and not the camera. But yeah, like I said, beware of where your hand is when you're taking a picture in that way. After it uploads, there's some modifications you can do to the model. You can do them on the phone already, or you can log in to the Polycam web app and do it online. It has more or less the same features. So so when you will see that your model has been imported, you might want to cut some parts out of the model because maybe it's yeah. So I can take this piece of rocket or whatever it was, and you see that it also has the ground around it. So I go, sorry, am I sharing the screen or not? I'm not. Sorry.
Yeah.
I am? Yeah. Sorry. Screen share. Yeah.
Okay, yes, you want to share. Sorry.
In case that's a good question. In case of a Mac, will it be able to correctly scan what's inside? Yes. Take care that you, I mean, you take as many pictures as you can and from as many different angles as you can. The free version of Polycam has some limit. I don't know, about 100 pictures maybe, or something like that. In the full version, you can do several hundred of pictures, so that's easier. But in any case, if you want the inside of the cup, just point the camera so that it sees the inside of the cup, and ideally from more than one angle. So from more than one angle, not just around the cup, but also like in the other direction, and just like scan it from all sides. That was, for example, also important for this model here, because you see there are those tubes, yeah. So if I wanted to get a tube, I needed to get my camera under the tube so I could see it, and I also managed to scan the insides, here, just by really like putting the phone inside of the object. You can even see that it correctly scanned the hole here. Like there's a hole, so the hole is a real hole. So now
this one.
Hmm?
What is it again? That's the
I don't know. It's some Russian junk probably.
Not probably. Surely
Yeah.
not known exactly which one.
Yeah. But it looks like an engine. It's probably an engine. I mean, it's definitely an engine, but like, I have no idea whether it is from rocket or from a plane.
You can find it at the military park near Arsenal.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I want to edit the model, I go here to the edit mode, and I can crop it, rotate it, and rescale it. Rotation is usually not needed if you did the model outside with the regular way of scanning, because then your phone should know the correct orientation. But sometimes the model will be like 90 degrees rotated. Then in that case, if you go to rotate, it will also show you this grid, and you do the rotation again similar as in Unity by catching these handles, and you align it so that the top actually faces upwards. But in this case, it's okay. And the second important tool is the cropping tool, and with that we can cut out parts of the model that are not interesting. So in this case, again, this switches between the perspective view and the pure orthogonal view. So some of these things are better done in the orthogonal view with the right, like if you're doing it on a computer, then with the right click you're moving the thing, with the left click you're rotating it. So now I have it aligned, and I want to cut like here, and the top, left and right. Now I don't see exactly what was on the top, so I rotate it like this here. Now I have it more or less aligned, and I turn it again. I can just, okay, I click apply and see how many leftovers do I have from the ground. This is probably okay. Maybe I can remove this somehow as well. So I can use the crop out function. So crop in is like whatever is in the box will stay in your model, while crop out is for pieces you don't want to have in the model. I mean, it's not extremely comfortable to use on the computer. It's even less comfortable to use it on the phone. But it's free. That's one thing, and it is actually one of the best best apps that can do this transformation, that can create this 3D model for you without you needing to know much about 3D modeling, and it does it on the cloud, so you don't need an expensive computer to do this. Yeah, okay, I think I'm quite happy with the result. Oh yeah, to save it, I have to sync it. So here now it's synchronizing. You can then publish it so that others can download it too. Now I want to export it, to download the file. So just a question about those who are doing it now. Is your model already prepared? You managed to go to cutting, and yeah, okay, good.
Oh, no, about cutting. How?
This cropping and I mean, like you don't have to do it, but so now we would like to export the model. Now, since I am using the Pro version, I have many different formats in which I can export the model. What we will be using is actually the Ply point cloud version, but the free version will not allow you to export Ply. The free version only allows you to export GLTF. So you will export to GLTF either through your mobile and then somehow send it to your computer, or like log in to the Polycam app through your computer and download it to the computer directly. So the file will be just named poly.gdb, and I will rename it. Yeah, it's Windows. So now we have this GLDB file, and that could be imported in Unity, but not immediately. You need a special importer. And plus, as I said, we would like to use the Ply file, not the GLTF file. And in order to convert to Ply, we will use this software called MeshLab. So we need to download MeshLab. Look for MeshLab. I will send you a link. Download. So download it from here. The installation should be straightforward. And after you run MeshLab, you should be greeted with a window like this. So everyone just let me know when you have installed MeshLab and downloaded the object file to your computer, and then we will continue.
Remind me and maybe others again, which formats do we export into?
Oh, GLTF, because
GLTF.
because I think like with the free version, that's your only option.
There is also option of video for some reason.
Oh, video. Okay. Don't export to video. I don't know what. I think
Probably
the
that's
video-
the original which you.
No. I think video will probably just like somehow turn the model around so that we can upload it. And I haven't tried actually. Not like maybe it's like so we can upload it and showcase it. And where's my Meshlab window? Oh, Kader.
Ready.
Ready? Ready? Online people, ready?
Ready.
Good.
Things to be installed for Linux.
Just use the Flatpak version if you're on Linux.
I think
That's
that,
that. Or the app image. That's just like you download it and run it immediately. But use the one from the website download because the one you have in the package manager might be old and it might not support the GLTF format actually because that was a pretty recent addition. So Meshlab is a tool for modifying meshes or models. It's a simple tool for converting the meshes, like adding detail or removing the detail from the meshes. It's not really for like mesh creation. Like you probably won't be creating a mesh from scratch in Meshlab. For that, you would use something like 3D Studio or Blender. Now, so if you have a Meshlab running, you click on Import Mesh, and find your downloaded mesh. It asks you for some pre-open options. So in this case, you don't need to change anything. We just click OK. And we should get the mesh in the viewer. You see that in my case, it has like a hole here because that was where the ground was. So it's not a closed mesh, it's an open one. And of course, if I wanted a closed mesh, I would have needed to do my scan differently. Like for example, have something hanging on a rope, and then you can walk around it and really take the picture from all sides. And with this mesh, we need to export it into the PI format. And the PI format is kind of weird in that it needs in the way it stores the colors and the mesh coordinates. And I hope I remember how I did it, because I had it written somewhere and I cannot find where. So bear with me for a minute. There's a mesh layer. There's this texture that had to be copied somewhere. Transfer text. Yeah. Yeah. So first you need to go to filters, then texture, and then you go to transfer texture to vertex color. And when you've done that, you go to File, Export, Export Mesh S. You want to export into the standard polygon file format, apply. The file name should be .apply. And in the export box, it gives you a couple options. And fortunately, we don't need to change anything. Just make sure that you are able, that there's a check mark near color. That's the thing that's normally missing if you didn't do this transfer texture to vertex color. It should use the binary encoding, and you don't need to save the texture files, because that would save the texture as an additional file somewhere else. So we can just keep it like this and OK. And it will start converting, and that actually takes some time.
Can you repeat again, how do we start with these filters, texture?
Yes, it was in filters, texture, and transfer texture to vertex color. And it will give you an option from which mesh to which mesh, but it's the same. So just like click apply, and it should go. And after a while, you should have your mesh generated somewhere. Okay, here it looks like the computer. No, it's not hung up. So what's the problem? What's happening? But I cannot close this window at all. Great. I cannot even move this window at all. That's better. Okay, I don't know. So did you manage to
Yes.
to convert the texture? No other problem. You can normally open files and everything. So this computer went crazy for some reason. Yeah, okay, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to restart it. Yeah, okay, maybe we'll have to use the file browser.
Try closing it. The window is the file browser.
What?
Just press on the cross.
Here it works, but completely stuck.
Let me just kill the Explorer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
But I think, oh yeah, I understood. Let me, no, don't kill it. We were saving the video and we should have picked the, oh, but it's
no,
okay.
it's completely stuck.
Okay, then.
Yeah. No. Yes.
Cancel. And now start the Explorer manually. No. Click here.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so sorry, I think
no.
no.
We can still do
Some other better idea.
Task manager.
Yeah.
Try here. They changed the interface, so
Well, yeah, I know they change it all the time.
no, this is because unusually. Oh yes. Magic.
Awesome, thank you. So back to the screen sharing. And now hopefully I can open the downloads folder. Yes, amazing. So we have a 3D object with the ply extension. And now we want to load this object into Unity. And this cannot be done automatically by default. So like I said, we could have used the GLTF file, but even that cannot be immediately imported to Unity. The OBJ file can be imported in Unity, but for that you would need to pay the paid version of Polycam. So this is basically the only option how to do it without spending money, and that's you'll need to download a package, a Unity package, which is not available in the Unity package asset store, but it's easy to do. So the package is from a developer called Kjiro, who's a Unity developer who's doing like a lot of amazing stuff, and it's with especially with the visual effects graph. He's one of the main developers of that, I think, and we want his point cloud importer K0 PCX, and it's here available on GitHub. I'll send you the link again. And if you look at the GitHub page, there are instructions on how to import, how to install this. And it tells us that the package uses so-called scoped registry feature to import dependent packages. So you should following sections to the package manifest file. Package manifest file is something which is located in your Unity project folder. And so you should add something to the scoped registries section and to the dependencies section. Now we can do it exactly as in the instructions, but there's another way to do it through the Unity interface. And it's just like, instead of following instructions, we will do what the instructions are meant to do. So first we need to add a new scoped registry, which is like it's a list of packages available from a certain developer. So this is the scoped registry information. And from the scoped registry, we will install this package. So the registry is located at this website and or like this location. This is the scope. This is the name of the registry. And this is the package we will be pulling out of the registry. Now with this information, let's go to Unity. And first, we need to add the registry into the list of the registries, like places for where we can put pull packages. So we go to Edit and Preferences. No. Okay, no, that. So we go to Edit and Project Settings. So Edit Project Settings, and here in Project Settings, we find Package Manager. And in Package Manager, there's a list of scoped registries. And we can just copy the information that was supposed to go straight into some file, which is just copy and paste it here according to what was on the website. So this is the...
Did you share the link of this?
Yes, it. I mean, the link is on Telegram, but I mean, you can just copy it from my. So this is the location of the registry. This is the scope of the registry. So I copy paste this, and finally, this is the name. Well, I mean, like you can put anything as the name. I click Save, and Unity will reload the list of available packages. So I've added through Edit, Project Settings, Package Manager. I add the scope registry called K0. This is the location, and this is the scope. So just that everyone is here. Yes, yes. Yeah. Okay. So then we can close the project settings. Just close it.
I added it, but where can I see that I did this successfully? Where it should appear?
Well, it will just be in the so in the project settings package manager. It will just appear here with the name. That's it. Like nothing else now. But now, if I go to Window, Package Manager, and here from the packages, I will look in instead of Unity registry, I will look into my registries. Then okay, I have some other registries here, but this is the KGROS registry, and there's a lot of different packages in here, and some of them we will actually use later as well, because there's, like I said, there's a lot of packages useful for working with the VFX graph. you can go through it then if you want to explore, because I mean, this guy is doing really awesome stuff. So we select this PCX package and we install it by clicking install. It should resolve package, download the package, recompile scripts. Maybe we will have to click install again. I don't know. We'll see. Reload everything. Yeah. Takes a lot of time. Okay. So you should get a green check mark here. And now, finally, we can import our new point cloud. So either we can load it like through assets, import new asset, and navigate to the folder when where we had it. Just be sure that you've selected the PCX asset, and when I click import, then it appears here. I don't see anything here yet. I open the inspector, and in inspector I should see Raketjunk import settings, and it should be of the type ply importer. And we change the container type to texture and click apply.
Apologies, where to have this kind of interface? Assets, add asset or something else?
Okay, wait a second.
Import new asset, yeah? It is this
yeah, asset import.
Yeah, just
import
I
asset.
was still
You can also take the file and just like drag and drop it
okay.
to assets. Yeah, it's like same thing. Then open it.
But there we have two files, ply and some PNG.
Yes, the ply one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that by default the MeshLab also just exports the plain texture, but we don't need that, because the way we did it in MeshLab was that the texture is in the same file as the as the position coordinates. So now if you click on the imported asset here, open the inspector, and in inspector change the container type to texture, then click apply. It should be imported, so you should see something appearing here in the position map and in the color map. Also, there's this small arrow near the file icon. If you click on it, you should also see a position map and a color map. And these two already, these two sub-objects, yeah, this position map is defining the distance of the vertices, and the color map is defining the color of the vertices. And this is already exactly the thing we can put into our VFX graph as a as like as input for the VFX graph. So let's create a new VFX graph, like a new visual effect.
I need help.
Okay.
I need
One
help.
more issue.
Yeah, but I probably it's stupid, but still, I just lost my inspector.
You've lost your inspector. Yeah. Okay. If you've lost your inspector, go to layout and click default, and it will reset to the default layout.
Okay. Super. Thank you very much.
The arrow, the small arrow. Yeah. We just managed to install the MeshLab, and how should I export this model?
And then file export fly and the fly extension there, and like the defaults should do. So now let's create a new
May I ask for help because I was looking for inspector, I didn't check that it's apply. So I'm not sure if it's imported correctly. So or it's
okay.
just okay.
So
Because
I mean,
it
was it
looks not
imported?
oh, may I show it for a second then?
It should look something like that. Oh, maybe
But
share your
it
screen.
doesn't look, so it worries me.
Okay. Share your screen. Let's have a look.
So this is the file. How can you see
Yes.
it? So this is the
Okay.
file.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. So go to
So
inspector.
this is
And
inspectors.
at the top, instead of there is a space says mesh. Yeah, change that to texture. Then click apply. And I think that
Apply
apply just under
I see.
yeah.
Good. Yeah.
And
Now
now
it's good.
if you click on it, if you click
Uh-huh.
on the arrow, on the small arrow on the icon.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, that's it.
Good. Thank you very much.
So
and again, what to choose from this? Export as, it just proposes to save it.
Stanford standard polygon
standards. I see.
Yeah.
And should I rename the file format somehow specifically?
Doesn't matter, just that
Doesn't matter.
it has the ply extension.
It proposes me to save in GLB.
No.
It's like its name I chose.
Yeah. Just change that to ply. It's like it did the same here. I don't know why.
PLY.
PLY. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah.
Save in options, just leave them default. Yeah. Okay.
So meanwhile, we will create a new visual effect. And this came from our 3D scan. And we will build the effect from scratch. And so we will need a new asset for the effect so that the old one is so we click new and I call it something like scan VFX. And it creates an empty effect. Now, first, what we want to see is just the pure model with no extreme special effects applied. So similar as the last time, we delete the output particle quad. And instead, we just use the output particle point as the easiest representation we can get.
Sorry, I think scan. What is scan? Did you create some specific object or was it empty?
Oh, yeah. The object, the visual effect.
It's visual effect.
Yeah. Right click, visual effect. Oh, you don't have, you don't see visual effect because you weren't here in the last.
What should I install?
Install the package. Go to the package manager.
Yeah.
And from Unity, from the Unity registry, find visual effects graph and install that. So for the others, let's put the particle point as an output.
Yeah. visual effect graph.
Exactly that.
Mhm.
Find the connect the output to output particle point. Then we need to know how many particles we want here. Again, let's change this spawn system not to the constant rate spawn system. So we delete the spawn system and
Sorry, I
instead.
have a stupid question one more time. How to open this window with the graph?
Okay. So, okay. You know what?
So
I'll do
I
it again.
have this kind of, yeah, but for
No problem.
somehow, yeah.
No problem. But I mean, like really, this thing sometimes it doesn't always behave the same way for all people. Really, and it's sometimes it appears that it's doing that randomly, completely. So if you created a new visual
Yeah.
effect like this, you go into visual effect, you have a new visual
Yeah.
effect. And now here I click
Asset
new
template.
template,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
this is where I give it a name. Yeah.
No.
And most of the time it will just straight open the VFX graph editor.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does not. In that case, I go in inspector here and find the asset template and click edit.
Okay,
And
thank
if
you.
you
I have it now.
don't see it, then watch if the window hasn't opened somewhere at the edge of your screen. And also watch if the window hasn't opened just as a tab somewhere, like here, for example, or here. And like maybe it just opened in the background. So like it would be here and you wouldn't see it on the first try. If you have multiple monitors, check all of them. Yeah. And if you still cannot find it, let me know, and I'll try to find it if you share a screen.
So I have it. I just had to create this set template, and I completely forgot about it. So yeah, I have it now. Thank you very much.
Okay, if you had it, then since I deleted the old one, I'll be starting from scratch again too. So there's this output particle quad at the end of the pipeline. We don't want that, so I delete it just using the delete key, and I create the output particle point. And here at the top, I don't want the constant spawn rate, so I delete that, and instead I add the single burst spawn. Now I need to know, and for a single burst spawn, I need to tell it when should it spawn. So here from start, I drag another and create an event, and the default event is on play, and that's exactly what I want. So this is okay. So I created an event on play, which is connected to a single burst spawn, and at the end of the pipeline, there's just output particle point and nothing else. Now, first we need to know at least approximately how many points are we going to use. And of course, it's best if you never use much more capacity than you really need, because this capacity is actually reserved on the GPU. So if you reserve it and then you don't use it, then you're wasting the memory of your GPU, which you could have used for some other features. Okay, so I'll put this here, and here, if I go to this object, I click the main object, not the individual textures, and I can see there's a point count. So I have 38,742 points. So I mark this number because I think I cannot select it since it's grayed out. So 38742, just mark your number somewhere. And the particle system capacity can be larger, but doesn't have to be. what should be the exact same number is the count in the spawn system. So let's put 38742 here. Because otherwise I would be spawning particles which have no assigned position and they would just all be there at 0, 0, 0. And like, I don't want that, yeah? Then again, we will set no velocity and we'll unset the set lifetime property. And now we need to get the positions of the particles in and the colors of the particles in. And as you've noticed, both of them are part of our scanned object, and they're both of the type texture 2D. So we will create two, we will open the blackboard if it's not already open here with the clicking on the blackboard. And in the blackboard, we create two attributes called texture 2D. So one will be the position map, position map, position map.
And what types or sorry, what is it?
Texture 2D.
Thank you.
Both are texture 2D. So as one is the position map and the other is the color map. Position map, color map. And then we need to connect these to our graph. So when yes, this is where I wanted it, so that people can see like everything I'm doing. So now, yeah, into initialize particle, we add the position. So again, I press space to add a new block, and I search for set position from map. So if I just put position, I should see set position from map somewhere, set position from map. And here to the attribute map, I attach the property position map. And then you probably guessed that there will be something called set color from map. So set color from map. And for that, we connect to the color map. So now we've set positions and the colors for our particles. And I think for the basic scene, this should be it. So I save the graph, just put it back here so I can see it in case I made some errors. And here, if I go to the scan visual effect inspector, I have those two properties, position map and color map. So now I will drag and drop from here to here. Just be careful that if you click and release the button, then you will have to click here again. So I drag the position map and the color map. And now, if I run it, then hopefully yeah, if I sound okay, so it's there. It's not really well visible.
Scale.
Yeah, scale and put it somewhere and move it so I can do that, of course, while playing. rotate it a little bit. And so yeah, it's there.
Okay, I see mine as well.
I don't see mine.
Now, just one thing, you see that the points are pretty small. Yeah. So if I get close, I almost don't see it. So it's just like a few points scattered around. I can fix that a little bit in the here in output particle point. I should be able to change the size of the point. I should be able, maybe I won't, because that's one feature that sometimes doesn't work at all. Like for example now, this is somehow an issue with the graphics card drivers. Okay, I'll try again, but I'm not sure if it will work or not. I mean, like, actually, I'm almost sure it will not work. And if that's the case, yes, then I need, instead of the particle point, I actually need to use a small particle mesh. But with, I said a small one, this obviously isn't what I wanted. So I will use the sphere mesh again. And as the texture, I will again use this checkerboard we found before. Default checker as a main texture. And now I change the size. So set size will be something like even smaller. Okay. In between.
Then how do you import the mesh into the file?
Drag and drop
Just drag and drop.
Yeah.
into the
Okay.
project and then use the
Drag and drop again.
No.
So this. No.
drag and drop once and then use the package which we installed like from X.
Oh.
And so you can
The
see that
bottom
the model is there. It's composed of those points, so it somehow looks a little bit weird, but it's there. It's like you can recognize it. And to make it more recognizable, you would, for example, decrease the size of the points and like maybe do some other modifications. I will then show you one way to modify the mesh itself. And again, that's something you don't have to do if you have the paid version of Polycam, because when Polycam does the ply export, it will be of a higher quality than the GLTF export. But we can kind of like fake this. We can get the missing information back there through MeshLab, but it's again a somewhat complicated process.
The VFX again.
Yes, yeah. So now I just like
So
wanted to get to this
sorry,
point so that
may
everyone's
I ask
there.
for help because I don't see the model on the
Yeah. And now I'll have some time to help those who didn't manage to get here. So well, yeah, maybe I don't know. Yeah, okay. So let's start with let's start with Natalia. So if you can share your screen, then
please
I will
give me the
stop sharing
permission.
mine, right? Yeah. So
Mhm. You should be able to see it now.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's position map. Can you go to this? There's something weird. Yeah, can you go to the right in the VFX graph?
Yeah. Right to
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
guys.
Oh, to the
So,
left. Sorry. Yeah, so
yeah.
that I
So,
can see how
yeah.
this is connected. Yeah. Okay. You have the single burst. The capacity looks like it should be enough. Yeah. Cancel this set lifetime.
Where is
It's above
this
set
one?
position map. No. Up. One more.
This
Yeah,
one.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's killing your particles after 3 seconds.
Okay.
Now you have to save it, I think, with
I've saved it. It's still on there.
and so can in the graph, can you go down, please? What's the output so I can see the
Oops.
output? The output particle point. Yeah, so maybe change it to output particle mesh. Delete this. Uh, no. Click inside. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Sorry. No, you are doing it right. Yeah, like this. Yeah. Output particle mesh. Yes. And yeah, it's already something's appearing there.
So I start having something strange on here in this scene.
I see it too. So, okay, change the main texture now. Change the main texture so that this is correct. Yeah, it was checkerboard. So if you start looking for check, you should find it. And
This one.
yes. And the mesh, change the mesh to sphere instead of a capsule. Yeah, and press space and find the set size operator. Oh, I don't know if it's set size. I think it is set size.
Maybe. So.
No. Okay. Click in the block again. Maybe it was selected. Yeah. No. Click and
Create
no,
block.
press space. No.
Okay. This.
Yeah. And now set size.
Yeah.
Just set size. Yeah. And put something like point, like something real, like 002. 02 should be fine, I think.
Okay.
I mean 0.02.
Like this.
Yeah. And now please go back to the scene and yeah, just close. You can close the VFX graph window. That's okay. And open the scan VFX. Yeah. So now down in project, bottom left.
Yeah, project.
Yeah, go back to assets.
Yeah.
To assets. Just click assets here. And yeah, now click on scan VFX again so that it opens the inspector and drag the color map to color map. Yeah.
Drag to position map.
Color
Or
map,
color map.
the second one. Yeah.
And
And the position map to the position map. And
okay.
now save the scene and try to run it again. Run the game. Yeah. Yeah, it might take some time. Okay, can you, yeah, if you look around, okay, something is missing.
But here it's also missing, yeah?
Hmm. Or isn't this just, yeah, if you click inside the game window, then you can turn like all 360 degrees. Yeah, yeah, and then
I think it's underneath you. I didn't see.
yeah, that's what.
Oops.
Okay, so let's do something else. Stop it, and I'll show you. Let's make a little change. Let's make a little change. So I'll share my screen, and the little change we will do is just like now for development and like for testing the VFX graph, we will not use this player object. So let's now create an empty game object and call it player, and select these three. The main camera, the main camera which has this red mark here. Yeah? So main camera, player capsule, and player follow camera. Drag it on the player, and then disable player. So empty game object player. Drag the three things: main camera, player capsule, and player follow camera under player, and then go back to the old main camera object which we had there and enable it. And now just position this stationary camera so that it's looking directly at the new object. Yeah. And then, of course, when we want to go back to the first person style controls, we just enable the player here and we can walk around the scene. But now, just for testing the effects, if I hit play, and for example, if I mean, like now my effect is completely stationary. There's not even any like light flickering or anything. So it just lies here like this. But it's easier than to debug to see what's really happening or not happening. And don't forget when you're moving the camera, and if you're not seeing the object even in the scene editor window, then just select it, and I mean, if you move this somewhere so it doesn't obstruct the view, whatever you select, it will be like you will get those arrows in the middle of that object, and you will also see the orange glow around the selected object, so you can quickly find where it is. And you can also double click it, then it puts it in the center of the view. Like for example, with the main camera, if I double click it, the main camera is put in the center of the view, and the view is also resized so I can somehow see the whole object, which is kind of like an abstract idea in case of a camera, but like makes more sense with the other objects, like for example, our VFX scans. So if you manage to point the camera at the object, yeah, let me know if you still don't see it, and the others are there somehow. So yeah.
It's ugly. And yeah, I didn't cut the table because it was too hard.
Okay, you're using some the
the
spheres have some.
No. What the spheres? Oh, does the spheres have the red lines?
Yeah.
Maybe I picked the wrong texture. Let me check something else. But these are spheres.
They're working. You have it there. Nice.
No, I don't have it. Orange.
That should be weird. Zoom in. Or I double click it. There because okay. Okay, you know it. Yes. But I mean, like, if you can. I mean, if you can see it here, then in this window, then it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I added other texture to the sphere.
Yeah, for the texture, so I mean, like if we want to use a proper clean white texture, we just need to create a simple clean white picture,
Shouldn't it be transparent? Because we already have texture from the texture map.
yeah, but that's a color texture. So I mean, like if you want to texture the particle itself, then you probably want
This was transparent.
Yeah, but it's not a clear single color. I have a single color texture somewhere. It's like uh, hmm, okay, I don't know where. I know I had it somewhere. I'll find out later. So everyone managed to get it. Natalia is did you?
Yeah, I have the object in the game. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you show us?
1 second.
Sure.
Here it is. It's not moving for some reason.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, so this tiny little guy.
okay, it's pretty small.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make him bigger.
Well,
So like yeah, or like so it would be more visible or like closer to the center of your scene or like. But yeah, in general, that's what it is, and you can already see it, and
how to make it larger? Like we
so
on this one?
go to the inspector and there's transform scale.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
scale. Can I put something
yeah,
like 2 and 2
yeah, exactly. And you can also yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah, it's larger now.
yes, yeah. And yeah, this is cool. So also you see that the spheres are pretty large, I would say. So
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
go into the VFX graph and decrease the size of the individual spheres.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know, like
Here.
camera, or like use the stationary camera instead of the player camera, just like for the development, so we can see the effects on that
So set
that
size
scan.
something even smaller.
Yeah, even
like
smaller,
this.
like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Try it, or maybe something in between, and
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
because the scale is also somehow integrated in the um in the in the model itself. So the same number will not necessarily work. Okay, yeah. This is more like it. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so
Thank you.
now you have your model, and we have this, like, okay, it's an effect in a way, but an effect that it's not really doing anything. And so what time should we end, Volodya?
In 30 minutes.
Yeah,
But
okay.
we can finish today. Yeah, done today.
So I want to show one more thing. Let's apply some actual effects on this. And I'm just thinking if we can find some effects in the K0 packages, so that we can quickly make something, or okay. So first, let's try just let's do it in okay, no, let's keep this simple VFX graph, the one we made for the scan. Let's keep that one, just like for like if you import another scan and want to quickly check that it's working, that you have this simple static effect on which you can check it quickly. Now let's duplicate the effect, not the or okay, if you so let's duplicate this here as well. So find the object that you used. I'll just rename it to scan VFX. X. And right click, try duplicate, and rename it to something. But now the important thing is that the visual effect graph template will be a different one. So I will duplicate the old one as well. So I go to scan effect, the new one, click here, go to scan effect, click here. It should highlight the effect I was using, and I select it and press Ctrl D. That will duplicate it, rename the new one, and go here to the hierarchy again and drag and drop the scan effect here. I can disable the old one, the scan VFX, So here I have disabled the original object which had the original VFX graph. I made a duplicate and now I will work with the duplicate. So I added the duplicate, and so for example, what we can do is we can keep this basic this basic display. We can keep it underneath and add a new spawn system that will use the same position map and color map as inputs, but will do some effect where the particles are actually moving. So I click in the empty space and press space, or with the right click, I click on create node, and I want a new context, and I want to the spawn context. So either I can find spawn here, or I could have like start working with spawn, and you would find the spawn context. And for this new spawn, we will use. So I go to the spawn, and let's say we add a periodic burst spawn, and we will spawn the same number of particles as here, and with a delay of 2 seconds. And then we create an initialized particle context. So we go to initialize particle, we set the capacity to the same amount, and this time we will actually set the lifetime of the particle. So we go set lifetime, and since the burst was 2 seconds, let's keep just like 1 second lifetime, why not? And again, we do set position from map, and we can connect the attribute map actually to the same object here. It's one option, or we can do it this way, same way as we did it for the first graph. Then I will add the set color map. So set color map, and set color from map, and connect the color map property. After lifetime, okay, then we need to add the update particle, and then output particle. Output particle what? So now let's output a particle quad, and as the texture of the particle quad, let's find the particle texture that was at the very bottom. This one called default particle, and like where you can see this, and give it the color. We can, for example, set color by speed, and the color can go again from something like from red to yellow, very bright yellow. And since I was setting the color by speed, I will want to add the speed to the particles as well. So here I go set speed, and what speed would we get? Something random, I would say. So oh no, that wasn't called speed, it was actually called velocity. And set velocity. Set velocity random, one of those random. So let's say we write velocity random, and there's some different ways to set some random velocity. So we set random per component, set velocity random per component, and yeah, we just put, I don't know, -1 and +1 into both. Okay. Yeah, another idea. So we can make a random vector here, or like something that we can modify from the outside. But also, if I want to have a same number in each of these three components of the vector, I can actually create a new node, which is just a simple float, and connect that float to here, and it will copy the float into all of the three components. So my minimum will be my -1, and I do the same for like a maximum and set it to +1. So now I have a random velocity of the particles between -1 and +1. The particles are still getting the color map from the original color map and the position map from the original position map. Their lifetime is 1 second, and I spawn the full amount of particles every 2 seconds. And I change their color by speed. So the faster they are, the more, the hotter the color. So let's save this and let's see if it's doing some effect. It is. They're too large. So let's go to the output particle quad again. The output particle quad, and here let's say we want to set size, and the size should be something like much smaller, 0.001, 0.02, something like that. So maybe the particles are too fast, they disappear quickly. I mean, they disappear because of the lifetime, but and you can just play with the numbers somehow, and maybe the lifetime doesn't need to be constant 1, but we can use the same idea as was in the previous effect. So we can set a random lifetime, set lifetime random, and something between 1 and 2, let's say. And yeah, then the particles will like slowly dissipate, slowly disappear. And we can also, with the quad, we can make it so now the color also included the alpha channel. Yeah. So if I move those alpha channel sliders around, then they will be more visible or more invisible. At some point, they're still there. There's a lot of them. So maybe I want to modify the alpha channel globally so that I keep this difference of speed versus alpha channel, but um, but but in total it will be more transparent. So I can find some alpha and we will multiply the alpha. Why multiply? Because the alpha is a number between 0 and 1. And if I want to make everything more transparent at the same time, I can just multiply that number with something smaller than 1. And this will just like make it more transparent. And now it matters whether I first set the alpha here by set color by speed, then multiply it. Because if I put the multiply alpha here, it just doesn't do anything. Because then I reset it here in this set color by speed part. So yeah, I can multiply by something 0.2. Now you see that it's really the much more transparent than before. So I think I will stop here because I think that was a lot of information in the end. So I just let you process it. I will stay here for a while and you can ask questions. And if you want, you can show me what you made. If you have any questions on some like specific effect you would like to achieve with those tools I've showed you now.
Yeah, I as always today wasn't able to get those wonderful dots jumping. So if we fix my graph to achieve that, I will be very
Okay. Share the screen. Let's have a look.
Now the only thing that I have is like just having the object itself. Like, yeah, so yeah, this one, yeah.
Okay. I love it.
So yeah, and
looks
this
like
is
the
the
spawn is
graph.
not doing anything. Okay. So
Okay. Oh, oops, sorry. Yeah,
yeah.
there's a
Okay.
graph.
Let's go from the top. So you have a periodic burst with the count set and the delay of 2. That looks correct. You're setting the position from map, that's okay. You setting the color from map, that's also okay. I did it too, even if I just realized it wasn't really necessary because then I'm changing the color at the end. So for this effect, but I mean, like maybe later you change your mind and like do it in some different way. So that's attribute map, set lifetime random between, yeah, okay. Now disable this. I mean it still shouldn't. Then you have okay, you have blend velocity, yeah. So disable this or delete it completely. I'm not even exactly sure how velocity blending working. And yeah, now at new and find set velocity. Set velocity and set velocity random.
This one, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, or you can like or like that. Doesn't matter.
I don't remember the values you had, so
111
number 2.
and yeah, 2, whatever. And yeah, now if you go down, we'll see the output particle quad. It has a color and it has a texture. Oh, okay, let's give it a try now. Save the graph and mm,
Not yet.
still nothing. Hmm. Okay, go into the graph again, please.
Yeah. Mm. Oops.
So, this is the attribute. Can you go? Yeah, can you go down again?
Mhm.
Something is missing, but I can't see what color mapping means. Can you click the color on the gradient, like at the bottom? Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Can you just for a while, yeah, close this window and click disable this color setting
Like
and
this.
try it again. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Plus.
So,
Help.
oh, nothing. Okay, let's go again from the top.
Mm.
This is weird.
Mm. Here is the top.
Heading burst. Mount. Okay. Capacity, set position. Okay, go down. Color, position map, attribute map. Ah, yeah, okay, go down, check the color again, put the color back. Yeah, this, yes, okay. And now close the VFX graph. And maybe it's just missing the, because it depends on the way. And yeah, and open this yeah this can be access one effect or yeah, it has the position map and the color map and initial is on what the hell. Hmm. Okay, can you right click on this effect on the asset in the so in yeah in
Yeah.
assets, right click on scan 3D No, scan 3D. Right click on it.
Consider, like
Scan 3D.
stop.
No. In assets. In assets. It's at the end of this line.
I see.
Yeah. And you show in Explorer at the top.
Yeah.
Explorer.
Oops.
And it was called Scan 3D, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you send this to me on or send it to the
Okay. Sure,
Telegram
sure.
group?
Yes, I will.
And
Okay.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay.
You're welcome. This is like, I mean, like sometimes these things, yeah, it's usually some stupid error which like is difficult to find and can take a while. So how about the others? Everyone has some effects. No?
I was trying to help in this importing the so I need part of the part. I will ask you later.
And where did you get?
I get to the point where I didn't import the texture of the model.
Okay.
So I will play with it on my own. Yeah. Oh.
Nice.
It lies in the region.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. And so what would you like to do or like what could-
It applies to the original scan, not only to the scan.
yeah, okay. That's because you were editing the same effect. Because the effect, if you open the scan effect here and go to the inspector, then this is the template you're using, yeah, this scan VFX, and this is the one. So if you want a different one, then you have to duplicate this. So here, and again, here you cannot duplicate in the menu, so you have to press Control V. Without, yeah. Yes, and now, just let's say you want to modify this part, so drop, yeah, and because everything else was the same, now if you edit, you're editing this one, and that one will stay the way it is. Yeah. Let's have a look at the effect. Scan 3D with damn. Save as. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So I've downloaded the effect. I can share the screen again to show you what I'm doing, and I have the effect here. I just renamed it. I will duplicate this so that I keep my original. I duplicated it. Okay, and drag. So rename it. Effect VFX and edit. And yeah, okay. So your points were small because your scan was small. That's fine. So I might enlarge this a little bit. Okay. And now nothing was displayed through this. I can see something appearing there, and then like immediately disappearing. Texture is the default particle. Mm, That's interesting. Okay, maybe. Why is that? Did it just disappear? Hmm. Hmm. Really? Hmm.
I know why it doesn't work. It's not connected to the start. It's completely separate, like it's on its own. It doesn't have the trigger to start. Or does it?
Which? Here?
This one. It doesn't have any trigger to start.
I think with this should just start.
Shouldn't it start on event, like when you start playing?
I think the periodic one doesn't need to start because it will start at the at, mm, let's try again. No, this is weird. Like I mean, it looks like something that should just work, and so if I do no, there's the periodic burst. Initialize. Position. Color map, and theoretically,
Oh, do you need to have update particle in between? Because there was no update particle before.
no, I don't know. I always put it there. So what's okay, that was it. Let's try again. Okay. Now I have to re-import probably. Import. No, it just deleted the changes. Okay. And
I now have some dots after I updated this update thing. But they behave strangely, but I have some rain of dots.
no, it's not enough. Yeah.
Yeah, so update particle is needed.
Okay. So try that. Just go. Yeah. You had it like this, connected, like from the initialize directly to
No, it works for me as well.
output, and if you put update here first, even if the update is not doing anything, and then go from update to output, then it should work.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Welcome. Thank you, Volodya. And yeah, that's the thing. Like I always put the update there, and I never actually thought about whether it's necessary or not. And it's part of the pipeline, so it's weird that it allows you to even connect the output directly without the update. But okay. So we got this, and so if anyone else has any questions, just ask. How about you?
Guess we're to the point where let me. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. I guess at this point I didn't import any texture. I don't know how to do this even because the model contains
on the model.
Yeah.
Here. Texture, container type, texture. Apply. Let's see the position of the column. And those you then input into the VFX graph.
What to do? How to create this VFX graph?
Okay.
What how?
You right click. Oh, no, it's scan 3D.
Oh no! I this was a scan.
Oh,
3D. That is something.
Okay, so,
oh yeah, that's correct.
So new. Give it some name.
That's fine. Well, just
VFX. VFX 1.
okay.
Yeah. will take some time.
Mhm.
So online, anyone needs any other assistance? Well, okay, if not, then it was good to see you again, and we will continue tomorrow, right?
Yes.
At 10 again. Or like
Let me check.
those who are for the scientific visualization continue. No. Tomorrow it's great.
Scientific visualization will be in the morning, starting from 10,
Oh, okay.
and art will start at 13:30.
Yes. But again, you can attend both, and if everyone comes in the morning, actually, then we do not need to do the afternoon session at all.
Or we can just make it like one session, which is slightly longer than.
Yeah, or like
that
if you
would
have time and want to attend both, then I mean, like I will be here, so we can do something. And in any case, see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye.
Bye. So.